All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We're joined by Carl Radke. We're going to talk about his new podcast, More Life, that's out on Tuesdays. We're going to talk about his new book, Cake Eater, and the new season of Summer House that's right around the corner. You have a lot going on, Carl.
Deep breath, yes. Thank
Seriously.
you guys. Great to see you, Rhea. Great to see you, Fran.
Yeah,
So
nice
good to see you. And I feel like, timing-wise, it all came together right before this new season. You got the book, the podcast, everything. Has it been like a little quiet leading up to this? Now you're full speed ahead.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's quiet, but yeah, the hard work of the last 2-3 years of like a book was a project I've been working on for a while. The podcast has been something I've been working on for a while. The season of Summer House, that's over the last 6 months. But no, I've been like working really hard at these things, and it just kind of all came about at the same time. Mm-hmm. The good news is they're all very aligned. I opened Soft Bar in the fall. My More Life podcast just came out. My studio for More Life is upstairs at Soft Bar.
Oh.
So people are coming into Soft Bar. We're having great conversations. We're sipping on non-alc drinks. The book, obviously, I'm going on tour. I'm spending time with people out in their communities. And it's just like, it's all kind of aligned in my lifestyle and everything I'm doing. So I feel very lucky. I feel like I'm not even working. Like it's really, I'm very, very lucky. I've had a lot of support and a lot of people that have purchased the books and listened and all the things. Like I sometimes feel like people care. I just feel so lucky.
That's amazing.
They do, and we're so happy for you. I love that all of those things are aligning for you. And you mentioned the opening of Soft Bar in the fall. How's that going for you? And the build up of the opening.
Oh my God, it was definitely a build up. I think building something publicly is awesome. There's a lot of great things that can happen from bringing people along the journey. I have this idea. I want to do it. Okay, then you're raising money, and then you got a space, you got a lease, you got all these things. It was a lot of work, but we got it open. I'm proud of it. You'll see it on this new season of Summer House.
Amazing.
Even a construction moment. I have a hard hat. So we're getting things, kind of completed. But it took some time to get it built properly, and I didn't want to half-ass it.
Yeah.
And I had to raise money. I had to do construction, had to get all the things going. So for the last 4.5 months we've been open, it's been going pretty well. But I will say it's hard. Most restaurants are having hard times that do sell alcohol. But we've had a lot of great events. Amanda hosted a Vaseline skincare brand launch. We had Samsung. We've had run clubs. We've had yoga studios. We had a sound bath 2 weeks ago that was sold out. So it's a great place for people to come together, have a great event or night. People are working during the day on their computers and just having coffee and matcha. It's going the way I thought it would. I will say running a brick and mortar is hard. And, we're learning. We've certainly made mistakes. We're trying to improve things. But the feedback has been really positive for the most part.
Yeah, as you can expect, nothing like that is going to be perfect right away.
No.
But I think that's awesome, you mentioning people hosting events there. Because was that something that you had originally thought of when you opened Soft Bar? That, oh my gosh, think about the amount of events that people throw now. It's endless.
I mean,
especially so many like wellness events. Like everybody's doing,
that part.
So much, whether it's workouts or run clubs or yoga club or whatever. There's like that it aligns well.
100%, because my question I'd ask myself is, where do you hang out with your friends after the gym?
Yeah.
And you may go to a diner or a bar, grab a juice at Juice Generation or whatever it is. But like, what are those places that are actually like cool, still cool, fun, maybe healthier, and have like a place where you can kind of come? It doesn't matter if you're sober or not.
Yeah. Right.
But events was something, I thought from the beginning, what if we made sure that we had a really beautiful event area? So in the back of Soft Bar, there's a kind of a soft seating area. There's couches. There's a TV. You can spread out back there, but we've hosted a lot of events. We've even had panels, a founder of a brand, moderator, myself, and then seating. We're hosting a book club. A good friend of mine is going to be bringing her community Hot Girls Read. Bruna Petrillo, she's a good friend. She's awesome, does a lot of stuff with her book community, but they're going to come to our place. We hosted a LGBTQ run club called Queer Feet and Fruit Stand. Love them.
Love that.
We had 150 women come in on a Tuesday.
Amazing.
There was this video that I mentioned it because on the last combo, one of the runners posted a video of me at this run club. I just came to support for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And 150 women come rushing in after the run, 7 p.m. at night, and I'm 6'5", towering over all these women. And one of the women posted a video, is like Carl and 1 million tiny lesbians. And it kind of went viral.
I saw that. That was really funny.
And there's like the Billy Eichner Man on the Street. There was like a meme underneath comment, and it was like, "Come on, lesbians, let's go."
That's awesome.
And we love our lesbian community.
Yes.
We
That's
also
amazing.
hosted a dad's stroller club. We have a moms group that comes in. It's not limited just to like the small local and then big brand.
I feel like there are so many great things that can be held there because, like you said, it is a place where like you don't have to drink.
Exactly.
Or,
Brooklyn's
like,
a good area.
It's non-judgmental. Like I'm good friends with Zach Clark, Philly guy. And Zach and Release Recovery organization I love dearly.
Yeah.
I never actually attended their services, but I've supported and try to direct people to them. But there's an element of like, we don't want to be judgmental. Come as you are. Sober or not, if you're figuring it out, if you're 20 years in the program, amazing. We don't want to create an environment where you have to have a requirement. I want to be inclusive, not exclusive. And for us as Soft Bar, yes, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, but we have people that still drink on my staff. But they want a more healthy, mindful, cool environment. And it's been cool to see my bartenders because a lot of them are, it's a different environment for them too to work in.
Right.
And some of them had said, I like being here because it's not toxic.
Yeah.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, you know, when a sober person goes to a bar and they order a mocktail, they could, and I've seen this like online where they have that thought of like, okay, I need to make sure that this is a mocktail. And there have been times where people have screwed up, unfortunately, and you see the way that affects somebody.
Yes.
They go to your place, they know what they're getting.
We don't have a liquor license.
Right.
There's not a drop of alcohol in the joint, which has given us some advantage. But that has happened to some sober friends of mine. You're at a bar and maybe you're ordering a mocktail or something without alcohol, but they miss it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never had that happen to me personally, but I have heard. It's scary.
Because sometimes the names are like just one letter off. It's like they make the non-alcoholic version just like a pun of like. So you really have to.
Well, and that's what we tried. We tried to do at Soft Bar is I didn't come up with this. Someone on my team did, but we don't make mocktails because we're not making fun of anything. We make soft cocktails, and what I mean by that is it's a more elevated version. A mocktail to me is like throwing a bunch of shit together in the back.
Right.
And a lot of the time it's sugary and not healthy. What we serve is healthy, low sugar, high quality ingredients. So we hope you're not going to ever really have that feeling of like, is there anything here? Our drinks are so good though. I do double takes. Because the glass, the garnish, the rim, it looks like what you would order at a really premium cocktail bar. But I sip it, I'm like, it's not. But it's so good.
And you know that, yes.
It gives people some feeling like a place they can come and be themselves. But I really invested in the high quality, just products. Like we serve really good ingredients, high quality stuff. And I have a team that comes from, my beverage director's from 11 Madison Park. And he does incredibly advanced bartending. There's stuff that I didn't even know in the world of alcohol that we do now in non-alc. You know, milk punching and fat washing. These are bartending techniques that are used every day at some of your favorite bars, like premium. But we now do those in non-alcoholic drinks. So you get like this flavor profile and you get a drink that's way more, just there's a lot more going on. And I think that's what separates us from everybody else.
That's really cool. I think people are excited to check it out because I know it has to be hard being in the public eye. And I think because you've been talking about it for so long, it's like you had the people riding their bikes
when's
by.
it gonna be open?
Where here it is, like, and, you know, and you're like, why are these the ones going? Like everyone's like being like, coming. But now it's so great. We're seeing all the content from it, all the people there, everything you guys are sharing, which is so great, which is very exciting.
I feel very lucky.
And you now have your book, Cake Eater. Where we're getting some in-depth Carl from the beginning.
Just a little bit. Just a little
What
bit.
was, were you ready to write this book? Was it scary to write this book? What made you think like I'm ready now to share my story?
It was a combination of a couple things. I mean, it's a true story. I was at a Page 6 event. Lindsay and I were on like 2022. Joe and Melissa Gorga were there. I think Dolores and Pauly were there. And at the end, they did a Q&A. And a woman raised her hand in the audience and says, I have a question for Carl. She raises her hand. Carl, have you thought about writing a book? And I'm like, me?
Yeah.
You know? And it got the bug in the ear. I didn't end up working with her, but it just got the bug started. And I started to look at like Heather Gay. She wrote an amazing book, Bad Mormon. I love Heather. I've gotten to know her, but I was like, oh wait, Heather's only been on a few seasons of, I mean, she's an amazing woman, has every right to tell the story. But I was like, wait, she's only been on a few years of Bravo. She's wrote an amazing book. Like maybe there's something for me there. And I get a ton of messages on social over the last 5-6 years relating to my brother's passing, relating to someone going through sobriety or addiction stuff. You name it. I felt like I can't respond to everybody's questions or comments. I want to. And this was my way of putting it all out there in hopes I could help someone. I was inspired originally by, funny enough, athletes. I love sports. Kevin Love wrote a Players Tribune article in 2018 about how he suffering with his depression and anxiety.
That was I read that as a
unbelievable
fantastic
article.
Yeah.
And you know, Kevin Love was an NBA All-Star. I loved his game. But him opening up like that, a 6'10 All-Star, like big tough guy, like struggling, I couldn't believe it. And it gave me so much confidence to start exploring my own stuff. DeMar DeRozan talked about his stuff. Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
I started to recognize, okay, there are people that watch Bravo. Now, I wouldn't be this way, whatever, but there are people that watch Bravo that relate to me.
Yeah.
But they relate to me not because I'm a doctor or have it all figured out. They relate because it's more relatable when it's messy and honest. So I was like, if I can help one person by putting my story out, let's do it. And that was a big goal of mine, is to try and help people. My dad has pushed me a lot with this whole TV world. He's like, use your power for good. Try to use your platform to help people with your story, you know, and that's something that felt like it was the right time. So from the moment I decided I was going to do it until it actually came out 3 weeks ago, I mean, it was almost a 2.5-year, 3-year process.
Yeah. And people absolutely do relate. But, you know, you have that feeling when you look at an athlete, right? And you go, well, I relate to them, but will anybody relate to me, right? And you put yourself down almost. You're like, well,
100%.
no one can relate to me, but we're relating to athletes that we have no relatability to.
So true.
So you can only imagine, you know, and you're on TV, right? And people look at you like, oh my God, this person on TV, right? Even though we watch Summer House and it is so relatable and we're seeing your guys' quote unquote messy lives, you're still somebody who's on TV, right? So I feel like I think you're going to help a lot of people opening up more, because we've seen glimpses of your story, and I think even that has been a little bit relatable as well.
And that's why I feel so lucky to be in the position to tell the story. And listen, I had to work and get help and like actually raise my hand and admit that I have a problem, and that isn't easy. But seeing other people do that, friends of mine like Zach Clark, who I admire and inspired by every day, and I almost kind of like look at other people and I'm like, wait, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's hopefully what I'm allowing someone else now.
And you inspire people to get help, because maybe there are people who already have gotten the help and are still getting the help, and they're kind of longer in their journey and process. But there's also the people that are waiting to take that first step 100%. That you inspire.
I've had a few people reach out to me, and I will send them things that have worked for me. I try to guide them. I will get messages like a year later, hey, I'm a year sober. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I really try, but I always remind them, you guys did the work.
Yeah.
And this has happened to me a few times, even in New York City. I was coming up, going to actually 30 Rock, coming up the subway on like the F train, and a girl comes down the steps. And I can kind of tell when someone notices me or whatever. I'm a psychopath, very self-aware.
Well, you're hard to like not notice as
and
well.
I'm also very tall. So I'm like
you
walking.
can see the eyes.
Yeah.
I see her coming past me, and she kind of like, you can tell she'd recognize. And I kept walking, but I am walking up the steps, and I hear her say, Carl. And I turn, and I said, hi. She goes, you saved my life and got me sober, basically. And I'm like, I walk up closer to her and I just gave her a hug. And I paused for a second, because I was like, in my head, my monologue is, you didn't do anything. This is crazy. Like, you're worth, like, I'm still beating myself up. But I looked at her and I said, thank you. I'm honored. Like, I'm honored I made an impact. My hope is that you will move differently, sound differently, maybe act differently. And you're going to impact someone in your circle, a friend, a family member, without realizing it. And that's the beauty of how this works. Yeah. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and don't lose sight of the impact you're going to make down the line. And I just passed that off to her, and I reminded her she might impact someone, and then that person, like, that's how the network effect of it all works.
Yeah.
So it's really important to share out loud for those that aren't confident to share.
Yeah.
And as messy as I've been, I feel an obligation because of the position I'm in to share.
And the book does it so much more too, because you have shared on Summer House, and that's the effect it's already had. So now you put out the book and you sort of get into the nitty gritty a little bit more.
It's like the extended cut.
Yes.
You know, I wanted more of my story to be, put out there. There's a lot about my life that informed my season 1 behavior, which you may not have understood.
Which I don't think a lot of people, I think, especially when you watch reality TV, you kind of think of like the season 1 version of that person as like their starting point. Like you're like, that's where they were. So it was really interesting to hear, read more about where you grew up, going to college, being out in LA, working these assistant jobs, being on sets, like all these things that I'm sure a lot of people didn't know you were doing. I was so interested in you saying that you wanted to work in sports broadcasting because it's something where like I do think that there is a connection now in like that world and the reality TV world.
100%.
And I was wondering if it's something that you ever still think about wanting to do or getting back in or trying to, do.
100%. I don't know why this popped in my head, but Jesse Palmer just popped in my head for some reason. I feel like he was on a reality show first. He was a quarterback in college.
Yeah.
I think he did a reality show, like
He was The Bachelor.
The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And then he's obviously
Yes,
been now more in
he
the
was The
broadcasting.
Bachelor,
Yeah, but now he's the host of The Bachelor.
And then he's back
So he does
hosting The
both.
Bachelor.
Okay, so he's a
So
great
he does.
example.
I mean, even like West, obviously
West-
was in it before reality TV, but now reality TV and now gets to do.
Well, I think he's.
all this stuff for Peacock with. I'm like.
I was with him
Carl, just
yesterday. He mentioned he's going to be out at the Super Bowl, which is
Yeah,
pretty sweet. So it might be something to
he
look
was
out.
sharing about that too, like doing some pregame.
And we
Peacock
did this
pregame
Sunday
thing.
Night Football integration with
Yes.
Peacock, Bravo,
Yes.
and I got the email and I was like, absolutely,
Right,
Like, I
which
love
is why I think
sports.
it's really cool that they're kind of, and it's cool. Peacock is kind of bringing it all
And
together.
I was just in London for the English premiere, and
Yeah.
same exact thing.
Yeah.
I love sports, so
Yeah.
yes, I want to absolutely
Olympics. Like they're sending all these Bravo people to the Olympics.
I pitched myself for Milan Cortina, and
why wouldn't you?
I don't think I got
You
the
guys
nod.
are making videos.
I know. I actually got to do more to showcase my skills.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the intersection of reality and like kind of this media world, I would love to be in this space in some capacity. Of course, launching a podcast kind of lends itself to that. I don't want to always be Mr. Serious, like Mr. Sobriety every inch of my life. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. But I do like to be silly. I like sports. I like joking. I like TV and movies. So there's other elements of me I think I could be of value.
Totally.
Not always just in like the recovery
Right,
and like
right.
self-help world,
I
even
think
though
it's
I'm
so much fun.
very proud of that. But
Yeah.
I also played a little bit of sports too. So,
There you go.
You have the expertise.
just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
There you go, which is great.
I walked
so
on at the
fun.
Syracuse basketball team my junior and senior year.
Really?
And I got relegated to the women's practice squad also. But we were, at that time, it was
that
just...
was some peak Syracuse years.
I had a Gatorade with my name on it, and I got the outfits, the Nike gear, and the shoes.
That's
That's
all you
all I
needed.
cared about.
It's all you needed.
All I cared about.
Yes. Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
amazing.
I want to talk about this upcoming season of Summer House. We're super excited. I mean, when we saw the trailer, I was like,
I actually
this
think
is
of
gonna
you
be...
too whenever I see like a Summer House trailer. I'm like, what are Fran and Rhea gonna say now?
Listen, I'm thankful that I won't have to be screaming about how Amanda and Kyle need to separate because they have, and I'm happy for them to be doing their own thing now. But besides that, we'll get to that point. We do see a little bit of a fight between you and Kyle in the trailer, which I think had a lot of people talking because we were like, are these two about to get physical?
Yeah, which we rarely see you two fight.
No,
Yeah.
we
we've
gotten into it for
Yes.
sure. This is by far the gnarliest fight
Yeah.
we've ever been in as friends.
Yeah.
I think you'll see what lended itself to why I was sober, but I got angry and pissed off. Like I finally just cracked.
Yeah.
And you'll see some of what transpired to get there. That moment on the trailer is actually one of the last dinners of the summer. So there were some things leading up to all
Built
that.
up.
And, I love Kyle to death and I lost my cool, but it's weird. Like sometimes men almost need, sometimes men need to just go at it.
Yeah.
And then like an hour later, we're like hugging it out and
Right,
fine.
right.
We've actually are closer because of some of that.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to watch it back because I said a lot. And when you get angry and you just kind of like say a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I said, but I said like things that I'm sure the audience is going to be like, wow.
Yeah.
Like you went hardcore.
Yeah. Now this
So
is
it'll be hard to relive, but
Yeah.
I think for him and I, this sounds crazy, but it almost needed to happen.
I'm sure it looked like it just was one of those moments, and we haven't seen it yet, that it kind of just came to blows. Now, this is like a personal question, but you mentioned you were like, I was so angry and I was sober. Do you feel the need to clarify that? Because in past seasons, I mean, we saw with Lindsay when you guys were going through the breakup that she was accusing you of things because you're allowed to be angry.
Totally.
You're
Well, I
allowed to
think
have all these emotions.
The reason I brought it up was when when that clip, the trailer was posted, for whatever reason, I happened to click on the thing, and the first comment I saw, he must be on drugs. And I'm like, I take offense to that.
That's so disappointing.
It hurts, but
It is.
I also, if I were a fan of Bravo and just see a fight with Carl and he's flipping out,
Yeah.
maybe I would think that based on previous history and other things.
But
So,
it's disappointing because you're a human that has emotions
what I
and
like
you
to
get
say-
angry and sad and mad and it
Yes.
doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like that's disappointing to me.
what I have said on my book tour events recently, because some people have mentioned the trailer, and I say sober people can be assholes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Just because I got sober doesn't mean I'm not flawed. I still, you actually are, this is really who I am. Sometimes I get reactive. Sometimes I'm more emotional. Sometimes I do get angry and upset, but that's normal. And I think with someone like Kyle, I love and care about him so much and I want the best for him. And that level of emotion comes from only 4 people like that. Someone I really deeply care about and love. I mean, he's been tough love with me before too, believe it or not. You know, there's this moment that happened back in 2020. I talk about it in the book. He came over to my apartment and like, I thought we were just going to watch TV. I knew I was like not doing well, but I'm like, oh, Kyle and I are just going to hang out this afternoon. And it turned into like basically a friend intervention, which is what I needed. But it was really difficult for him to have to do that. But he did it to me and I will forever thank him because it kind of saved my life.
Did you feel you had to have some of those conversations with him recently? Just because I know like his relationship has just been under fire for a while now. And I think that even coming from a friend, like there's got to be moments where you guys are seeing the two of them interact and you're like, you guys got to figure this out. You can't keep treating each other like this.
No, and yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I had someone, you know, I officiated the wedding. I was his best man. I love them to death. I wish Amanda all the best. I'm still very close to both of them, obviously, but it's been hard watching 2 people you love dearly go through it like you guys have watched it the last few years. So I'm sending love and support their way. I know it's not going to be easy these next few months. But I took a lot of pride in like trying to unite them and like trying to bring them together. But I've been on the phone with Kyle a lot recently and just trying to be supportive. But with them yesterday, you know, the vibes were positive, all things considered.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get harder as the show airs more.
Yeah.
But to your point, I mean, I think people kind of already know how it all ends in some weird way.
Right.
But
It's like, what haven't we seen these 2 fight about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Of course it's going to be
But it
bad.
feels like
but
almost, I don't know, it's almost like a justifying thing because at the end of the day, I think even if they're remembering back what happens during this season, it's like, well, what's the worst they're going to tell us? We need to break up? Like,
yeah.
Right.
Well, even like last night's episode, the first episode,
Yeah.
which we were at an event last
Yes,
night
yes,
and it was
you guys-
airing at the bar. And it was right at the end of the episode and Kyle and I were just talking and like I can hear his voice and what he's saying. And even I think he's realizing just the state he was in over the summer and he was in a tough spot. But I just want to commend Kyle and Amanda just also for putting it all out there.
yeah. They're doing press together. You guys are all together as a group doing press,
Well,
which,
what's nice is we're a family.
Yeah.
And even me and Lindsay have been friendlier, which has been nice.
Yeah.
I've really
yes, I saw her singing happy birthday to you on stage.
Yes.
Which I've enjoyed just getting to a friendly, nice place.
Yeah.
And we love seeing it. I mean, even in the last
Same.
season we watched, we saw little moments where
you'll
it was
see
like
on the
she
new-
was laughing
Yeah.
at you, and it
That's
was, like,
my favorite
nice.
thing is there's so much history. And before we started dating or even the finger bang hookup,
Yeah.
we were friends. And we
Friends,
spent
yeah.
a lot of time together and had a lot of fun. And even as the friendship has gotten a little bit more easy, it's been so nice.
Yeah.
And like yesterday with the press stuff, it was all things considered, we were like a family still. And even I think if Kyle and Amanda could see kind of how Lindsay and I have maybe operated, I think Kyle and Amanda are going to be best friends as things evolve.
I said that like with the two of us when we were talking about when the breakup news happened, and I said, you know, maybe I'm being naive, but I really do think that they can be friends. And yes, that always gets complicated when somebody starts dating somebody new, and that's always can be an issue. But at least for the time being, and as they move on, they can sort of live as friends because I think they kind of have been living as friends for a while. Like, you know, you're not getting that romance lovey-lovey vibe from them recently.
And as soon as they throw that label on, like, okay, now we're just friends.
Yeah, it becomes a lot
It's
easier.
probably just so much easier.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, there's still a lot of hard
Yeah.
to
There
it.
is a
but-
lot of
Totally.
hard and there's a lot to, I'm sure, unwind still. But, you know, I'm
Kyle spoke a lot to you on your podcast. Which
totally.
is,
And
yeah.
which that conversation was before what they announced. So
Yeah.
I don't think he even knew where they were
going.
totally
Yeah.
going at that point. I was just always, I'd put my head on the pillow and be like, they're gonna work through it. They're gonna work through it. I love love. I wanted them to be happy. But listen, I've had other friends who've been married and have had to get divorced. And what's funny is they're much happier.
Yeah.
Sometimes being in that difficult relationship is like a prison. So there's like a freedom, and now you can kind of really get back to themselves. And
Totally.
Amanda's got so much good stuff happening. Her new swimsuit stuff is coming. She's dropping a new capsule. She's killing it with that. She's so intelligent and so smart with her creativity. Like, she's going to continue to do great stuff.
Yeah.
Kyle is very smart, such a hardworking dude, and such a big personality. Like, he's going to, I hope, find that person too. It's going to take a lot of time, but I'm just trying to be the friend to support him and do the best I can. I texted both of them when I saw it, even though I kind of had heard from Kyle.
Yeah.
Just, I love you guys. And no matter what, I love you. I'm here for you.
Yeah. Anybody who has been in a relationship that they don't feel is right and they don't want to be anymore can look at these two and go, they are going to feel so much better
like a weight.
in the long run. Like, you will just feel so much more like yourself. I mean, you've been through it. Like, you just know how it feels.
Yeah. There's already like a tiny bit of lightness in the air with just them. I know handling the dog parenting is going to be something, but I've met couples who've had children together that are now divorced that are best friends as adults.
It happens. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to see. Even my parents, since they've been divorced, are friendly again. So it's nice to have. I don't like walking into rooms with like having to worry about who's in there.
Totally.
And for prior to this past summer, it was kind of like that with Lindsay at times. Just like, okay, like, am I in the wrong place? Or so now that there's no beef.
Yeah, which is nice. You guys added a pretty decent amount of new folks into the summer house this season. Most that we've had in years past. I think 4 new girls.
I was gonna say, I think 4 new girls, 2
new guys,
so
which
6.
is a lot.
That is a lot.
Can you kind of give me your first impression of all the new people?
I think it's hard sometimes to find people that can really fit in, or not fit in necessarily, but it's also like the lights and the whole thing. It's a lot, and we're also a 10-season show. Like, there's a lot of history and a lot of foundation. So it's not easy for the new ones. But from the moment Ben walked in the door, I was like, home run.
Yeah.
He's from Australia, good looking dude, party fun. He's got the accent. The women and men are going to love him.
And he was the Bachelor in Australia.
Which I didn't know until at the end of the I didn't find out until the end of the summer.
Yeah.
I actually was just like, he's just some cool Australian bro. And then you pull up like his Ford Models portfolio, like, oh my God, he's like, it's like a legit model.
Yeah.
He's awesome. KJ is another new guy. I love KJ. We have a really good bond. Him and I have a similar kind of, he's been, trying to find himself more in kind of the mental health world. And he's younger, which brings a different energy. Also very attractive guy. The women and men are going to love him. The girls, it was funny because we kind of had like, Bailey and Levi came in early to start. And then Mia popped in with Sierra, who's awesome. And then we have Dara. So they're all like different energies, but the 4 girls are great.
Yeah.
All very cute and fun. But the balance of power is shifted because there's more men than women in the house. So Weston, yesterday we were like, the girls got annoyed with the boys at one point because there was just so much testosterone.
Yeah. Wes did kind of tease to us. He was like, it's kind of like a bro season. And I was like, Wes, I don't know if that's going to win people over.
There's a few moments where, like every guy in the kitchen's got a shirt. Like, I'm shirtless, Kyle's shirtless, Jesse's shirtless. We're all shirtless, like eating bacon and eggs, like rapping about the night before. And the girls are just like, we hate you guys.
Right. But honestly, that's kind of funny. And it's a funny dynamic to have.
It is.
And even if, us girls watching get annoyed with you guys, we love to get annoyed with you guys.
It'll be good. Yeah, it's good annoying. It's annoying that's needed.
Right.
It'll be good fodder for talking.
Now, what's going on with your dating life? I mean, we've seen like on Watch What Happens Live, you talk about
a lot of speculation.
With you and Vanita.
And Vanita. Maybe a trip to London.
Well, the trip to London was business for Bravo. No, we went on a date after BravoCon. We had a really nice time. I mean, she came out to Soft Bar in Brooklyn, showed her the spot, had a non-alc drink, and then we went to this restaurant in Greenpoint, had a great time. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of history between the shows, our friendships.
Yeah.
She's very tight with Sierra. I'm close with Sierra.
Yeah.
So much going on. So we talked forever. It was like a long, great date. I got a lot going on. I also live in New York. She's in Charleston.
We know how
but that was
goes.
like mid.
Sorry.
That was like mid. Yeah. Well,
everyone was thinking.
Sorry,
that.
I had to.
You nailed it. And long distance is very hard. So no, like she's sweet. She's awesome. We've had some fun together. We went on the one date in mid-November. We've kept in touch. She was in London. It's very friendly. But no, I mean, she's awesome. Like I got a lot going on. So over the last month and a half since the date, I mean, I haven't I've been like so busy with everything else.
So dating's just not a priority right now, which is okay.
Not right this instant, but trust me, like
it's on your radar for.
I want to get married and have a family.
Right, of course. And you did have, a big relationship, and it's okay to focus on yourself, and you should be so happy and proud of the things that you're doing right now. Yeah. And I think the rest of it and your love life will fall into place.
That's what I like to subscribe to. And you might quote me on this from the season. I was trying to say I'm not chasing, I'm trying to attract, which I know sounds so performative and embarrassing and brutal. But I kind of mean that. Like I really spent a lot of my 20s and early 30s drinking, chasing, doing weird fuckboy games, playing the person I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
But now I'm a lot more intentional. I don't want to waste someone's time. I try to be more deliberate and just upfront. But I'm like Sierra in a sense. I'm a slower burn now because I really need to trust and feel comfortable with someone. Intimacy and all of that, like I outlined in some of my book, like my past has informed some of my, like I need to be comfortable with someone.
Yeah.
And it takes some time maybe to warm up to that. But alcohol removed that.
Right.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, when I'm sober, like I really need to like get to know you and feel that. So my approach to dating has been a little more like now it's like keep aligning myself in the world I want to be in, which is be healthy and run and work out.
Yeah.
Do social things and align myself in those communities, and I'll meet someone organically.
With similar interests and everything will line up.
Exactly.
Is the thought process like when you have 4 new girls coming into the summer house? Is it like, do you think, could it potentially be romantic with any of them? Or is it kind of like, you know what, no more summer house romances?
I always would say like no more.
Yeah.
But I mean, part of you always would dream like you could be like this, it would be like this awesome romance of the summer, and what better way to like get to know someone than like spend in the house. And
we see how those awesome summer romances really play
sometimes
out.
they don't go so well, but I think I went into the summer saying to myself, I'm not going to do anything in the house. But then like, a couple weeks go by and then you get to know someone and you're like, oh, maybe I would be open to it, which you'll see.
Yeah. Well, a hookup happens, and it doesn't have to be the whole long summer.
Correct.
And you don't have to be immediately dating and meeting each other's families like Lexi and Jesse.
But that's what's so hard is there's like this warp speed thing that happens where you go, like, and this happened to me season 1, if you go all the way back.
Yeah.
I had met Lauren and we had some fun. Then the second weekend we made out and like slept in the same bed. And by the weekend 3, her parents are on the porch going, "Hey, Carl, nice to meet you." And I'm like, that's so unusual in a normal world. But I give people credit because sometimes it's like you get thrown into the deep end. You're going with the momentum. It's exciting. It's fun. The cameras are there. Everybody. But sometimes a pause and like taking a breath helps. And I wish Jesse and Lexi did that.
And I'm sure they feel the same. But we are so excited for this new season, to see it all happen. There's so many great things happening right now.
It's a good one, and not to give away too much, but I don't always feel this way. Sometimes going into the seasons, but some people that I love within our show have all said like this is one of the best ones.
Yeah, which is amazing. We love to hear that because I think exciting. There's been some ups and downs, and kind of finding that right formula of people has, it's hard to figure out.
It is. I mean, we've
people
had
coming and going now.
We ask a lot of people that it's over the weekend. It's your summer. It's busy. People have careers and a lot of shit happening. I mean, look at Paige. Like her career's exploded, and her ability to even spend time with us was limited, and that was unfortunate. Obviously, like we love her and miss her. And Paige, if you're listening, come on back. I keep trying to do it in the media, even though I text her and we talk all the time.
Yeah, maybe she'll if there's a next season, maybe she'll visit now. Because
like
there was a season, there was a break.
Yeah,
like a break.
Just
she can visit.
A little popover, come through to like a birthday or a fun
Exactly.
event. But it's hard to find new people because it's a big commitment and it's a lot to ask. But I think you'll meet the newbies, and I really think you're going to like a few of them. They bring good story. They bring good energy. The fact that, I mean, I miss Paige dearly, but Amanda and Sierra went out a little bit more.
And we did
hear
that.
So you'll see more of that.
rumblings.
That'll be fun.
Which
to
was,
watch.
and then the bed bugs are still kind of there. Jesse tries to jump in bed and join.
Of course.
I kind of kicked myself. I wish I would have jumped in, but I was I took the downstairs. I took Imrule's old room.
Oh.
A lot of
It's been
history.
washed.
Oh, I
history.
saged and power washed
good,
the
good.
whole
A lot of
thing.
history.
Oh, that's amazing.
well,
The orgy beast.
yes.
Carl, thank you so much. It was so
Thank you.
great talking to you
Yes.
and catching up with you.
I
And
love
we're
you
so
guys.
excited for everything you got going on. There's the podcast everyone can listen to. The book is out, and Summer House is
Summer House.
Yeah.
Come to
premiering
Soft Bar in
February
Come to
30th.
Brooklyn.
Or do you want to give a shout out of where exactly
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah, so Soft Bar is in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. We are right on the edge of Williamsburg. So if you've ever been to like Brooklyn Bowling or
Yeah.
the William Vale,
Yep.
there's a lot happening over there. But my space is on Banker Street and Wythe.
It's a great spot.
We're right across the street from the Rule of Thirds restaurant, which is an amazing restaurant. And then one of my other favorites is called Cafe Pana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have one in Irving and Gramercy.
Yep.
Their second location
right there, too.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
next to me.
It is really an awesome spot in Brooklyn.
Thank
It's a
you.
great spot.
I wanted to say one last thing. Congratulations to both of you on not only your relationships and weddings
Oh,
and stuff,
thank
but all
you.
your tour
Oh,
and everything you
thank
guys
you.
do. It's been fun to see you guys.
Thanks,
I mean,
Carl.
Thank you
I've
so
seen
much.
you over the years, but like
I know it's been a little
has
bit
been a
since we
while,
sat
yeah.
down.
you guys
though.
have exploded too, and like I
Oh,
love seeing the
thank you.
tour, and I love seeing you go out there and have fun, and you guys are awesome.
Thanks,
and
Thank
I
you.
wanted to give you, Fran, some credit because you influenced me.
Ooh.
Abercrombie.
Yeah.
I used to work at Abercrombie back in the day. I was one of those shirtless
Yeah.
idiots. And I haven't bought Abercrombie in a long time again. And you have been doing some stuff with them.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
the way you
But-
guys talk about it, I was like, I'm gonna just and I got
Their
targeted.
men's stuff is great.
I love it. I'm wearing Abercrombie right now.
There you
so.
go.
They do have great.
As are we.
Yeah, we are.
Shout out to AF.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you.